We be live. Hi everyone. Shalom, shalom. Make sure you are liking the stream and the live chat. Today I have so many exciting things to show you. It's so good. I don't even know which ones to show you because every week I have so many videos to go through and there's not enough time. So I don't know which ones to show you. Should I start with the most recent speeches by Khamenei? Hello everyone. Hey, Sarah is here, by the way. Hi everyone. Have you like the stream? Please let me know if you have liked the stream. I see Susanna is in the live chat. I see people are already here being active. Sarah is highlighting your comments. Sarah, make sure you highlight people who have confirmed that they have liked the stream so that more people get encouraged to like the stream. Guys, your comments is going to be part of the stream. It's not just going to be me speaking. It's going to be you guys as well. And Sarah is going to make sure that your comments get highlighted so that if anybody watches this in the future, they see your comments as well. So there's multiple of opinions. Okay. So have you guys liked the stream? So I see some people are confirming that they have liked. That's fantastic. Susanna just confirmed that she has liked. All right. So yeah, guys, there's a recent speech about Khamenei that just came out. These are really fresh, okay? Like I'm bringing you the most recent stuff, okay? These are not like old news. But while we wait for more people to gather, I'm going to show you some video that just came out from another Mullah in Iran, which was quite interesting, quite revealing. And then we will get to Khamenei's speech after. However, I wanted to show you this video at the beginning before I go to that one and then come back here, because I just want to ask you, have you noticed something different? I just want to see how many people here follow things very carefully, because there's something when this speech of Khamenei came out, you know, the previous speech we were talking about his beard being all over the place. Apparently Khamenei watches our show because he trimmed it nicely this time and a little bit better than before. That was the main, like visually, that was the main thing that people were commenting on, beyond just the things that he said in the previous speech. In this speech, what do you think people just visually noticed right away that was kind of different? And what does this mean? And why are people making such a big deal about it? I'm not going to say right now. I'm going to see if anybody notices it before we come back here. But before we come back here, let's just have some fun with some other mullahs in Iran and see what this guy has to say. And then we will come back to Khamenei and a whole bunch of other clips that I have. His ring, nope. It's actually something that if I mention it, you guys are going to be like, what? Is that big of a deal? And yeah, apparently it is. Apparently it is a big deal. Apparently it is. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I have these other videos ready. Yes, I do. Okay. No, none of that. Anyways, Sarah, if you notice people answering, star them so I could, not his beard. His was last time. People are commenting, Ahmed is saying beard. Somebody saying his ring. Susanna saying his ring. None of that. Anyways, I'll get back to that. So let's watch this guy, see what he has to say. This is a recent video of a mullah inside Iran. So let's see what he has to say.
آیا مصلحت ما اینه که تا روز قیامت بگیم مرگ بر آمریکا و فلان اینها؟
So this mullah, Iranian mullah from inside Iran, is saying, is it in the best interest for us? Is it the best interest for the regime? Basically, he means, is it the best interest for us to keep saying death to America till the end of time? So guys, remember the whole axis of resistance failing? People are questioning the direction that they have been going ever since the beginning of this revolution. This is quite a question from a mullah inside Iran. Is it really in our interest to keep saying death to America till the end of time? Oh, a moment of clarity for mullahs that maybe they haven't been.
مصلحت ما اینه که تا روز قیامت بگیم مرگ بر آمریکا و فلان.
To say death to America and stuff like this.
آیا مصلحتمون اینه که شعار بدیم که اسرائیل باید محو بشه؟
Is it in our best interest to keep chanting that Israel should get eliminated, Israel should be annihilated?
شعار.
And he said, okay, these are just chants. These are just words. No. Oh, no. Sorry. Let me go back. The translation is...
هویت ما شده.
He's saying these chants, death to America, death to Israel, they have turned into our identity. Yeah, Vic is saying, wow, yeah. Like we have made these chants, we have turned them into our identity, like death to America, death to
پشت
Israel.
این شعارها ایستادیم و
We have stood behind these chants. And these are شعارهای پوچ و بی‌معنا و
شعارهای
پرهزینه.
پوچ و بی‌معنا و پرهزینه.
And these chants are empty, they are meaningless, and they are costly. This is a mullah inside Iran. He's saying the chants of death to America, death to Israel, they are empty, they are meaningless, and they are costly. Okay? Okay?
پدر ملت را در آوردیم، پدر
And we have this, we have پدر ملت, that's a saying in Persian. I don't know how, we have basically effed the nation. Okay? It's using a Persian saying that I'm trying to translate the best in. He's saying, yeah, we have effed the nation.
اونجا را در آوردیم.
We have effed the over there, the region basically. So basically these saying these chants have basically made us F the
در
nation.
آوردیم. اصل کشورمه. آقا کشورم را دارید وارد جنگ می‌کنید.
And like this is my country. You're entering my country. You're making my country into enter war.
کنید. یه اقلیتی ماجراجو
Like he's saying there's a minority, basically he's talking about the regime. There's a minority in Iran that are Majaraju, that are basically experimenting or not experimenting. Majaraju, people with certain ambitions in the region. They're basically meddling. We have some people, a minority of the Iranian people who are basically controlling the regime. They are going around and meddling in other people's affairs. So
کشور را داخل جنگ کن.
Yeah, so these adventurous, thank you, Sina. Oh, Sina, Sarah, keep Sina. Sina has the best translations. Okay, thank you, Sina. Keep Sina. Keep referring to Sina if I miss a word. So he's saying we have a minority within the country who are basically adventurous, meaning they're going on doing things that they shouldn't be, right? They're adventurous and they want to take my country into war. They want to take my country into war. So this is very interesting because he's speaking my country. Like if you guys follow our streams, you understand that Iran is divided between Islamists and nationalists. And Islamists are constantly talking about Palestine, fighting the enemies of Islam, fighting for Islam and Islamic. I will read that soon. And fighting is basically Islamic narratives. And the other side, the nationalists, are talking about their country. They saying that they claim that these mullahs have sacrificed Iran for Islam. And it's very interesting because this guy who's wearing a mullah attire, he is talking about my country. Like he's appealing to a sense of nationalism rather than talking about fighting the enemies of Islam. Again, we shouldn't. A lot of Iranians will be quick to point out that Armin do not trust these mullahs. They only using this language because the Islam narrative is failing in Iran, and these people are failing and they are terrified, and that's why you see a mullah using this type of language. Many Iranians will tell you that, oh, do not trust this man. He's a mullah. You can never trust a mullah. I'm not judging anything. I'm just telling you what this man is saying. Okay, so let me see now what Susanna is saying. Susanna is saying, fellas, maybe all this hostility isn't working out for us. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Anyways, it might be, I don't care whether it's a moment of realization, if this is genuine or this is just these people are terrified and they're just trying to change their narrative to be on the right side with the people. We don't know what's going on in his mind. I'm just showing you what's happening, okay? I'm not judging.
باید نظر اکثریت داشته باشید.
Like if you, oh, wait, let me actually go. So he said you have to have the opinion or the consent or the of the majority. Basically means that you have to be in line with the majority. I mean, you're taking the country Iran into war, and you're just a minority, and the majority don't even agree with you. Oh, Sina saying also mullahs are not above trying for the greater good in their opinion. Okay, let's continue with this video.
کشور را داخل جنگ کنه باید نظر اکثریت داشته باشه هر که میخواد بره شهید بشه کشور وارد جنگ نکنه
Wow.
خودش بره و وسط بهشت مال خودش
Okay, wow. I don't know how this man is a mullah, because he's saying if anybody wants to go to war in Iran, they can go and become a martyr themselves. He could go in the middle of the heaven, and the heaven could be his. Just don't bring the rest of the country into war. This is very shocking, because the way he's talking about it sounds like an atheist talking, because he's mocking religious martyrdom and becoming a martyr. He seems like he's kind of mocking becoming a martyr for going to heaven. Yeah, somebody saying no way he said that. He said exactly that. He says if you want to go to war, basically talking to that minority, if you want to go to become a martyr, go be a martyr, and you could go into the middle of the heaven, and that could all be yours. Just don't bring the rest of us with you.
خودش بره و وسط بهشت مال خودش
وسط بهشت, in the middle of the heaven, all his.
میخواد رأی مردم رو بگیرید مسئله خیلی
You're like, don't you want to get the vote of the people? This is a very important issue.
مهمه نمیخوام وارد جنگ با اسرائیل بشم
He's like, I don't want to go to war with Israel. I don't want to be involved in a war with Israel.
نمیخوام وارد جنگ با اسرائیل بشم نمیخوام
We don't want that.
آقا بیچاره است کشورم
It's like, my country is poor. My country is desperate.
ملت جوریست که آدم نمیدونه چی بگه
Like, the nation is in such a dire situation that we don't know what to say. Basically, there are no words. Basically, he's saying there's no word to describe the situation the nation is.
عزت مردم از دست رفته
Is that Sina? Are you here? How do you translate is that? عزت مردم از دست رفته. Is that? Hold on. Maybe I should have this ready. Is that dignity? Okay. He's saying the human dignity has been lost. People have lost their dignity. And he's saying, like, why don't we just take a vote and see what the majority says? No, dignity. It's not honor. It's dignity. Yeah.
اکثریت چی میگه؟ اگر 70% مردم رأی مخالف ندادن من حلقاویز میکنم خودم
He says if you take a vote today and okay, I don't even know how to say this on YouTube. This could be problematic, okay? Shit, guys, how do I? Okay, he says if we take a vote today, and I guarantee you basically that at least 70% of the people would vote against such a war with Israel. And he says if you get less than 70% vote, I would self-delete. I would basically take a rope and do something to myself, basically. You know, I'm not going to say YouTube. I'm not saying this. This guy's saying it. Guy, this is not a self-deletion is bad. Please go seek help or whatever number you have to call. Like, I don't know. I'm in trouble right now. I'm trying to save myself on YouTube. Right? Yeah, in Minecraft, he says like, if we take a vote today and at least 70% of people of Iran are not against being a war with Israel, he's basically saying this is such a guarantee for me that that I will basically F myself and like self-delete in Minecraft if that doesn't happen.
میکنم خودم آقا 46 سال گذشته به چند تا مخالف اجازه راهپیمایی دادید
He's saying that it has been 46 years basically saying since the Islamic republic has came to the power since the Islamic Revolution of 1979. It's like after 46 years, how many protests of the oppositions have you permitted? How much have you given? How many times have you given permission to the opposition to have a protest?
بگید
Tell us.
میگی میزان بنا نبوده رأی ملت باشه
Like, wasn't it supposed to be the vote of based on the vote of people? Wasn't our justification of the revolution? Wasn't everything was supposed to be on the vote of the people? Wasn't that what you said?
اینجور نگفتید میگه قرار این نشد
Wasn't that the agreement that everything would be based on the will of the people, the vote of the people?
همین ادبیات که الان به کار بردی ما از ملت میخواهیم که تحمل کنن تا شما چیکاره
So he's saying like this type of language that you use, that we want the nation to be patient, to tolerate this hardship. Okay, so this is what the regime officials tell the Iranian people, that so this is what he's referring to. The regime sometimes comes and admits that things are hard in Iran, but they justify it by how worthy their goals are. They're saying that we are on the side of justice, we're on the side of right, we are on the side of good, the enemies of Allah are the side of evil. And yes, sure, things are hard, but the nation should be patient, the nation should be tolerant because our cause is good. So now he's saying this type of language that you use, that you tell the people of Iran, the nation, to just tolerate this pain, he's saying, who are you to ask when you say we want the people to be tolerant? Like, why are you in charge? Who are you basically to ask such a thing of the Iranian people?
ما از ملت میخوایم چیکاره ملت از شما چی میخواد
Like, you have to see what the nation wants from you. So basically saying your language is like, we want the nation, we ask the nation to basically be patient and tolerate this pain. It's like you are in no position to ask anything from the nation. You have to see what the nation is asking of you. That's basically how politics works, actually. Yeah. Okay, here.
تازه اگر اون جایی که نشستی قانونی است
And that being said, he's saying, that being said, is the position that you're sitting in right now, is it even legal for you to have that position?
نمیدونم مال مسئولیت چیه. بالاها رو عرض میکنم اگه این جایی که نشستی قانونی
He's saying, I'm talking about the highest positions, high positions. So he's basically, he's talking, guys, he's talking about Khamenei. He's talking about Khamenei. He's not mentioning his name, but he's talking about Khamenei. Okay, he's saying, is the position that you're holding even legal?
اگه این جایی که نشستی قانونی هست
Like, he's directly talking about Khamenei without bringing his name, because he could go to jail if he mentioned.
ملت بد داده ببین ملت چی میخواد
So hold on, let me go back here. But that was pretty.
که نشستی قانونی هست شما که نمیدونم مال مسئولیت
Let's go here. That's right. Let's go back here because this was quite direct.
از ملت میخواهیم که تحمل کنن تا شما چی کاره ما از ملت میخواهیم چی کاره ملت از شما چی میخوان تازه اگر اون جایی که نشستی قانونی هست شما که نمیدونم مال مسئولیت بالا
Like, I don't know. So he's talking to this mullah. Like, I don't know what your position is. He's talking to this mullah who's talking to him. I'm talking about higher position, like people above you.
بالاها رو عرض میکنم اگه این جایی که نشستی
This place that you're holding, is it legal?
قانونی هست ملت بد داده
Even if the position that you're holding was legal, this is the position that the nation has given you.
ببین ملت چی میخواد
So you have to see what the nation wants.
شما ملت رو دور انداخت
He said, you people have thrown away the nation.
و حالا براشون میگیم ما میگیم اینجوری بکنیم چیکار
Like, you have thrown away the nation, and now you have the audacity, basically, is saying, and now you're telling the nation to do this after you throw the nation away? Like, when you say we are asking you, who are we? Who is this we?
بالا هم
Like, what is your position?
چیکار است بالای بالا هم چیکار است
Like, what is the you have basically no position to ask such a thing. That's it.
همه کار ملت هستن. مملکت
Like all the positions are from. Basically, he's suggesting that sovereignty comes from the nation. Like if sovereignty comes, basically the point that is getting to, that if sovereignty comes from the nation, then you shouldn't be asking anything of the nation. You throw the nation away, and now you're asking. This is actually quite liberal thing to say, that sovereignty comes from the nation, because in Islam, sovereignty comes from God. It doesn't come from the nation.
مال ملته، هر چی تصمیم خواست.
So he's saying the government is for the nation, and whatever the nation wants,
هر جوری خواست
in any way that it wants it,
دستور میده.
the nation must command.
امام علی میفرماد
Now you lost me, because he's now quoting Imam Ali. So Imam, what the fuck Imam Ali said? Okay, he's basically using Imam Ali as a way to confront the regime. Okay, let's see a freaking hadith from Imam Ali. Okay, so what Imam Ali says? What?
حکومت مال شماست، به هر کس خواستید میدید.
So he's saying Imam Ali told the people that the nation is yours, and you could give told the nation that the government is yours, and you could give the governance to anybody you want. He's basically saying Imam Ali said that to the people that sovereignty belongs to them. However, this is he wants to use Imam Ali as a way to quote him against the officials. But just remember, guys, Imam Ali was the worst of all the caliphs. Okay, so from the 4 caliphs, Imam Ali had the most turmoil during his time. There was more bloodbath during Imam Ali's time compared to Osman, Omar, and Ali. Not a good guy to follow as a role model for governance.
امام علیه. کسی که بالاتر از امام علی نیست.
Like this is, he said Imam Ali said that there's nobody. Okay, this is. Are there any Sunnis in my live chat? He's saying there is nobody above Imam Ali. Guys, haven't I told you on the stream that in Shia Islam, Ali, Hussein, and Fatima are above all people, including the Prophet? And I told you that they would never admit that, but from what they say and how they behave, you can tell that that's actually their philosophy, even though they would never admit that. Look at this guy. He's saying there's nobody above Imam Ali. Sometimes Shias forget that they're Muslim and the greatest person is supposed to be Muhammad. I mean, can somebody remind the Shias that Sunnis might watch this? Or like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And there's nobody above Imam Ali. Aren't you a Muslim? Isn't Muhammad supposed to be above Ali? Yes, Susanna is saying, I wonder where the takfir accusations come from. Yes, exactly. This is like, are any Sunnis in the chat? You're right. If you consider Shias not to be Muslims, I mean, I can see why. There's nobody above Imam Ali, not even Muhammad. Okay, sure.
ملت، همه چی ملت.
It's a nation, everything nation. Okay, so you can see even among these religious people. Okay, Sina is saying wrong. Imam Hussein was even above Imam Ali. Yes. So the trinity of Shia Islam does not involve Allah or Muhammad. The trinity of Shia Islam is Hussein above all else, and then there's a toss-up between Ali and Fatima. So the Ali, Fatima, and Hussein being the main guy. So that was interesting. Sarah, did anybody got when this part of the speech? Let's go back to Khamenei now that we have more people here. Did anybody got the difference between this speech of like visually? You know, we will go to what he's talking about pretty soon, but why were people immediately visually when they saw this? So these are his previous speeches. This is his new speech. And now that I showed you the previous speech, now you should all get it. What was visually very different, and why is it significant? Okay, so I know a lot of you maybe in the West are going to be like, really? That's such a big deal? Yeah, people make a little big deal about these things. Did anybody get it? Let me see if Sarah started. Okay, Vic is saying he dressed for a round of golf. No. The Star of David around his neck. What Star of David? No. Can we trust Armin's translation? I mean, yeah, you can trust my translation, and I have some Persians in the live chat that they are. If I get anything wrong, or if they have a better word, they are right here to tell me. There are multiple Persian people in the. Alfred is here, Sina is here, Sarah is here. So yeah. Amika is saying, do the hats have something to do with the colors of Islam, and are there red and green? No, they're only in Shia Islam, at least in the Esna Ashari version in Iran. We have white and black. White means that you're just a normal mullah. Black means that you're a sayyid. So black turbans means that you're a sayyid. No, Khamenei always wears black because he's a sayyid. No, not the ring, not the ring. So, okay, so it's the color of the drape behind them. It's red, okay? Usually it's blue, okay? And that's a big deal. Especially now, it's a big deal. Let me upload another video for you guys to tell you why that's a big deal, okay? Because there is hidden messages apparently all the time based on the color of the drape behind him when he speaks. Like, what, he supports Trump? No. Okay, so, and this was very significant because the most recent highlighting of the color behind the speech was of, yeah, these are Easter eggs, exactly, was of Nasrallah. Okay, so when Nasrallah was speaking his last speech, all right, when he came out, some of his last speech, the color behind him was red as well. And you can see this is BBC Persian. This is a reporter, Miss Kuhnavard from BBC Persian, that a lot of people criticize because a lot of Iranians think that she has some sympathy towards the axis of resistance. And when Nasrallah was speaking, this is what she said. Let's play. So she's like, look at this scene. I want to say something about the scene. So look, these are all people here gathering to watch what Nasrallah was saying. So now she's saying, let me tell you. So she's saying that the color behind Nasrallah is red, and red is the color of revenge. So yeah, this is Nafisa Kuhnavard. So now a lot of people are making fun of Nafisa Kuhnavard and Khamenei at the same time because Nasrallah came with the color of red behind him, and he died. Okay, so a lot of Iranian people are saying like, well, I hope this red color brings you the same outcome that it brought for Nasrallah. And also a lot of Iranians are memeing Nafisa Kuhnavard by making fun of him. So they cropped out that video that she had pointing to Nasrallah, and now they're putting it on Khamenei and making fun of like, oh, now is this also the color of revenge? Is he going to take revenge? So I just wanted you guys to see that a lot of Iranians are making fun of that. And I also wanted to show you this. They're like, oh no, revenge is coming. And some Iranians are like, okay, if red means revenge, what does pink mean? What does this mean? Is this a color? Is this a color that Khamenei is going to be wearing when he's going to admit defeat? When he's going to try to become friendlier with the United States? Is he going to come out with these colors? I mean, like now if they're going to act like all friendly and harmless, those are the colors that he's going to be wearing then. So yeah, a lot of Iranians are having fun with the with the color messages that the regime is trying to send with the colors behind them, and they're making fun of it. Okay, so now let's get to the speech itself. Let's see the things that he said. Okay, let's watch this.
دشمنان نظام جمهوری اسلامی خیلی زود فهمیدن که با شیوه های سخت افزاری نمی شود انقلاب رو شکست داد.
So he's saying that the enemies of the Islamic Republic, is that the دشمنان who?
نظام جمهوری اسلامی
Yeah, the enemies of the Islamic Republic regime.
خیلی زود فهمیدن که
They very soon came to the realization that
با شیوه های سخت افزاری نمی شود انقلاب رو شکست داد.
that they cannot use hardware methods to destroy the revolution. The revolution meaning the axis of resistance, their ideology. They're still in revolutionary mode, by the way, after 46 years. We discussed before in our previous streams, why do they still refer to themselves as the revolution? The revolution was supposed to end in 1979, 46 years ago. They still refer to themselves as the revolution. We discussed their ideologies before for why it's still a revolution. I'm not going to get to it right now. But he's saying the enemies, they when he says the hardware method, he's talking about military, like bombs, tanks, helicopters, planes. He says they try to destroy us, destroy the revolution, defeat the revolution with hardware, and they were incapable.
رفتن سراغ شیوه های نرم افزاری.
So they went to software modes. Because the hardware methodology failed, they went to software methodology.
فهمیدن که با جنگ و بمباران و نیروهای فتنه‌گر و قومیت گرایی
So he says that they've realized that with bombs, with war, with people who come and sow division, with tribal groups,
ایران اسلامی رو از پا نمی‌توانند در
they will not be able to basically defeat Islamic Iran.
در بیارن. نمی‌توانند به زانو در بیارن. رفتن
They're not going to make the Islamic Iran kneel.
سراغ شیوه‌های نرم.
So they went to soft methods. So he continues, this cuts off, but he continues to explain that the women in Iran, the hijab, basically the hijab thing, is being used as a software method. So he thinks that the whole hijab discussion, women in Iran, are used as a weakness of the regime, and the software method that they're coming for the regime are through the woman, through Iranian women. So that's what he was suggesting. Let me see if we have more of this here. Here.
در منطقه با این حرکتی که در سوریه انجام گرفت.
Oh, now he's talking about Syria, saying in the region, what happened in Syria. So remember, the last speech that we played, he didn't directly mention like a defeat or what's happened. Like he didn't really directly commented about much about Syria, even though it was right after the fall of Assad. So this was his second speech after fall of Assad, and he finally actually got around to directly address it. He was indirectly addressing it in his previous speech, which was quite bizarre even for his supporters. So now he realized that he cannot get away by not talking about it as directly. So now he's talking about it directly. So he's saying, based on what happened in Syria and the crimes that the Zionist regime is committing, and the crimes that the US, the United States, is committing, and the help that some other people are giving these people, like the other people who are aiding the United States and Israel, they thought that the axis of resistance is over. They are very wrong. They're extremely wrong about this. Oh, By the way, guys, this speech was towards a woman-only audience. And remember the first part that I showed you, how he was talking about the enemies of the Islamic Republic are trying to use softer methods, meaning basically ideas rather than guns and bullets. So he's thinking that the regime, the enemies of the Islamic Republic are trying to tear apart the Islamic Republic using the power of propaganda, idea, media, social media, and stuff like that. And he thinks that the main target are women in Iran, and that's why, because he thinks that's the main, that's this whole threat was also being signaled by just addressing women only in his speech. You could see this was a female only audience. They still saying deaf to England. It's so bizarre to me that they include that in their chants. Okay, so let's actually let's do the chants. Let's listen to the chants what they're from the beginning. It's so bizarre that that's still included in the list of their chants. They have an embassy with the UK. So let's try. Oh yeah, people are saying what are the chants? Okay, let's actually chants. So the first one you all know is Allahu Akbar. Three Allahu Akbars. Khamenei Rahbar, basically Khamenei is the guy speaking. He's saying Khamenei is the leader. Marg bar Zidd Vilayat Faqih, deaf to the people who are against the guardianship of the jurist. Deaf to America. Deaf to England. This is a weird inclusion. They have an embassy with the UK. So, okay. Again, guys, it's a shame that the UK has an embassy with a country that the supreme leader of it has audiences in front of him that is chanting deaf to England. Any sane country will cut ties completely. This is a declaration of war against England. Magbar Munafiqin Kofar. So this wasn't me, basically, this last one. Munafiqin, so deaf to Munafiqin, basically the pretenders, okay, people who are, the Quran mentions the people who are, yeah, Munafiqin is the pretend. Is that the best translation for Munafiqin, the pretenders? Let me see. Munafiqin. Hypocrites, yeah, the hypocrites. So deaf to the hypocrites. So basically, these are the people who claim that they're Muslim, but they're really not. And then deaf, munafiqin or kufar, deaf to the infidels, deaf to unbelievers. So that's basically us. Hey guys, we were included in this chant. And the last one and the biggest one they leave for last, okay? And they say that the strongest one. So you can see they say Magbar America, Magbar English, Magbar Munafiqin Kuffar. And then the last one, the loudest, the one with the greatest strength, Magbar Israel. So you see that they stress the last one the most. You see, listen to this. Yeah, hypocrites and infidels, yes. Wait, let me go back. You see how much strength they put into the last one because it's the most important. Israel, that one is supposed to be the strongest one. Okay, it's weird that they include deaf to the unbelievers because that's the majority of Iran right now. Oh yeah, inclusive, but there must be more. Yeah, but infidels, non-believers in Islam, that's the majority of Iran at the moment. So they're basically saying deaf to their own nation. Ooh, okay. So now he's trying to justify how the act. Ooh, guys, this is great. This validates all the things I've been saying before in the previous live stream. Okay, he wants to tell you why the axis of resistance has not yet been defeated. Okay. Why they're still as strong as ever. What do you think he's going to say? Why is the axis of resistance still as strong as ever before? I told you that this was a scratch. Wait, I have to have this meme always ready. Scratch. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna always have this meme ready. Well, there we go. Fantastic. All right. So it's the Shia way to always claim victory even if they're being defeated. Okay. This is the Shia model, right? So what is his excuse right now? I told you, even if they are, even if they get defeated beyond what we have seen right now, they will still claim victory some way because they still have the afterlife. Did I not tell you that? So they will, if you go after one proxy, they will like say we have the other proxies. If you go after all the proxies, as I predicted, Khamenei came out and say, well, even if all the proxies are defeated, the Islamic Republic is still strong. But even eventually, if the Islamic Republic is still defeated, they're not limited to this world. There's still the next world that they will claim that they're victorious in, right? But he's now, yes, that's for Monty Python. But here, here they actually are rushing to appeal to the afterlife because look at this. Why is the axis of resistance still strong as ever? Let's listen to it. Oh yeah.
روح سید حسن نصرالله زنده است.
Ruh Hassan Nasrallah Zanda. So Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, his ghost is still alive. Okay. That's I get. Okay. So yeah, Israel killed Nasrallah, but his ghost is still alive. So yeah, I guess we haven't been defeated. Has Israel managed to kill the? I mean, who do we guys? Who do we call? Who are you gonna call? Maybe Israel needs to make a call. Yeah, like new level of cope. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I mean, in that way, I guess this. I hope you stay victorious in the same way. I hope you all become victorious by just only having your ghosts alive. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Israel has to call Ghostbusters. Yeah, this is fantastic. This is
زنده
fantastic.
است. روح سنوار زنده است.
Are they saying Labbaik Ya Nasrallah? Sina, Alfred, is that what they're chanting? So basically they're pledging allegiance to Nasrallah. He be dead. He dead. Who are you pledging allegiance to? Oh yeah, I think that's what they're saying. They're saying Labbaik Ya Nasrallah. They're pledging allegiance to Nasrallah. Okay, fantastic. Yes, I'm saying ghost battle then. Yeah, yeah. How about this, Khamenei? How about you also become as alive as Nasrallah? I mean, if you are going to continue being victorious by just having your ghost be alive, can you also follow his way? And all of you, yeah, people are, Alfred is confirming. Yeah, Sina's confirming as well. So yeah, they're saying Labbaik Ya Nasrallah. They're pledging allegiance to Nasrallah. Can you? I wish you all victory. I wish you all victory. I'm being genuine, but only in the same victory that Nasrallah has for all of you. Yeah, I'm trying to say, are ghosts stronger than jinns? Well, I mean, if jinns die, they also become ghosts, right? So, so we have jinn ghosts and human ghosts, and alive and living jinns and living humans. Yeah, but jinns live a lot longer, so I don't know.
شهادت اینها رو از عرصه وجود بیرون نبرد، جسم اینها رفت.
This is some coping level, guys. He's saying martyrdom has not removed these people from the realm of reality. Only their body has exited the realm of reality. Guys, did I not tell you that even if you kill all of these people, they will still claim victory because they have the afterlife? Did I not say that in the past stream? And then Khamenei, I think Khamenei was watching our streams because he was just like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. And then he came and gave the speech.
رفت روحشون باقی است، فکرشون باقی است، راهشون ادامه داره.
Like, okay, and he's saying their path will continue. He's saying their lives continue. Like he's saying, so their body has stopped.
ادامه داره.
No.
از عرصه وجود بیرون نبرد، جسم اینها رفت، روحشون باقی است، فکرشون باقی است.
So their ghost is still here with us. Their spirit is still here. Their thoughts are still with us. Their path is still with us.
راهشون ادامه داره. شما ببینید.
Their path will continue.
روزانه به غزه داره حمله میشه و شهید میگیرن.
He like, if you look at Gaza, every day they're attacking Gaza and they're taking martyrs.
روزانه.
Guys, what do you think he's trying to say? We say like every day Gaza is giving martyrs, okay? He's celebrating that. He's celebrating that. He's not, look at this.
بازم ایستادن.
So they're standing. They're still standing.
بازم مقاومت میکنن.
They're resisting. I really want you to understand what just happened here when he said that, okay? Because I think like a lot of you guys are not on the same wavelength of these people to understand what he's saying, okay? He's saying the fact that there are people dying in Gaza, that shows that we're winning. Remember, the whole point of this part of the speech is that the axis of resistance is not weak. One of the proofs that he's arriving, one of the evidence, is the fact that we are giving martyrs in Gaza. So a normal human brain will consider people dying as if a reason for something bad is happening, or this is a tragedy, or that the people who are dying are being defeated. They're, you know, but his evidence for why the axis of resistance is still strong is the fact that they're giving martyrs. So he's seeing that as a point of strength, not as a point of, this is a Shia mentality. When you kill them, when people on their side die, they're like, oh, is this what winning looks like? This is what winning looks like, doesn't it? Because we're giving martyrs. That's the mentality that Khamenei has. Like, oh, look, we're winning in Gaza. How? We're giving martyrs. I'm serious. This is what he means. This is exact what he means when he's saying, look at Gaza. Like, what do you mean, look at Gaza? Gaza has been decimated. How is that an evidence for you winning? Yeah, Susanna saying, God, it's so depressing. This is why I'm telling you, this ideology is so bad for Muslims. This is why we're fighting this, not just for the sake of non-Muslims. We're fighting this ideology for the sake of Muslims. This is the curse upon people in Gaza. When you think your children dying, your husband dying, your wife dying, that shows that you're victorious. That's an ideology that brings death and destruction. This is a death cult. This is why we call this a death cult. When you see like, oh, people on our side is dying, that means we're winning. That is the very definition of a death cult.
لبنان مقاومت میکنه.
Lebanon is resistant.
رژیم صهیونیستی به خیال خودش داره خودش رو از طریق سوریه آماده میکنه.
So he's saying that the Zionist regime is, so he doesn't want to say Israel. He basically, the word Israel is like Voldemort for them.
البته رژیم صهیونیستی.
So he doesn't. There's a policy in Iran not to mention Israel, but recently some people are referring to Israel as Israel, but they consider mentioning the country Israel is legitimizing its existence, right? So that's why they don't want to say Israel, and they call it the Zionist regime instead of Israel. So he's saying the Zionist regime is has this delusion that
داره خودش رو از طریق سوریه آماده میکنه.
So he has it has a delusion that is preparing itself from Syria
که نیروهای حزب الله رو به خیال خود محاصره کنه.
To surround the forces of Hezbollah. I mean, they're not in a delusion. You're in a delusion. The forces of Hezbollah have been 80% decimated. Like, what are you talking about? He's like saying that Israel is basically trying to surround Hezbollah from Syria and destroy Hezbollah from its very foundation, from its root. However, it is Israel that would be unrooted, that would be destroyed from the foundation. So every time he says something that people think is a mic drop, they do the chant. So you notice that people in the audience are always waiting for a mic drop moment. And then if they think that this is a mic drop moment, the chants will start, okay? So he's saying it's not Hezbollah that would be destroyed. It would be Israel that would be destroyed. He doesn't say Israel, but that's what he means. Okay. The levels of delusion. But let's go to some Iranian people, see what Iranian people are responding to stuff like this. Oh, no, wait. Let me bring you some more cope. How about some cope? You guys want some cope? This is some... I showed this to Susanna. This is fantastic. Wait, do you guys remember in the previous streams, I showed you how much they were crying for leaving the shrines, the Shia shrines in Syria? Let me actually refresh your memory. Let me bring that video as well. And then I show you. So, as I mentioned, Shias don't like to admit defeat. Okay? However, sometimes they are defeated so beautifully that they have to cry about it. But then they have to come up and say, like, no. At this video, after I showed you, a lot of mullahs on social media and a lot of pro-regime people were hating on the person that posted this video because they were so angry because this was such a win for us to show how defeated they were. Let me just play this for people who haven't seen what was happening. This is before HTS came over and took these areas. And the Shia shrines that the Iranian regime and its proxies were controlling fell to the hand of HTS. So I showed you a couple of videos of Shias in Syria crying before they left Syria and let the basically HTS take control of these shrines. And they thought that maybe, oh, these people are ISIS, they're going to destroy these shrines, and we're never going to see you again. So let's watch the shrine, and then I'll show you now how they're acting like this was not a loss. I'll show you the crying video, but before I get to the next video, the coping mechanism, guess in the live chat, what do you think this Shia Mullah that I will show you in the next video, what are they saying now to act like losing these shrines was not a loss? Guess in the live chat. And Sarah, please start people's comments. I want to see if people can figure out the Shia gymnastics that they will come up with to act like, well, it's not a big deal. We didn't lose. So let's look at them before when HTS was coming. So he's giving the date and saying that this is the shrine of like Hazrat Raqiyya. So these are some female Shia important holy Shia figures. Their burial grounds that has turned into a shrine. Somebody's saying, so maybe their narrative's going. Now we give our stewardship to these fine bros. That would have been, yeah, I mean, that some people are saying that, but that's not what I'm going to show you. So somebody's saying they make new ones for the soon to be dead martyrs. Okay, no, these shrines are some for the shrines of the burial grounds of some of the holiest Shia people in Islamic history, like early Islamic history. Okay, so you can't get holier than this. You cannot replace this because this is where the burial ground is. He's saying all the Iranians have left. They have sold us. They have sold the shrine. So they have evacuated. The Iranians have evacuated Syria. They have made a deal over Syria. So he's like, watch these last moments of this shrine. If ISIS gets a hold over the shrine. So he's crying. He's like, I don't know if there's going to be anything left over of the shrine if ISIS comes and takes over. Susanna saying regime supporting Shias are god-tier masters of shifting the goalposts. Exactly. Good. Exactly. So she's saying she's saluting the female figure in the shrine. Oh, she's saying, my lady. I hope they I wish they don't come and destroy your shrine. So you can see how much they care about these shrines, how much they were crying. Look at this. So these are the shrines. You can see they cared so much about these shrines, and they were very, very upset about HTS coming in and taking over. Okay, so that was before the HTS came over, and these people with those videos, they were criticized heavily. Why are you posting this? Why are you crying? You shouldn't have posted that. Like, now our enemies are going to act like they're victorious and stuff like that. Anyway, so that was before. Let's look at this mullah trying to cope, trying to tell people what okay, basically this here. This is what's going to happen, okay? Right? We're all familiar with this. The victory of anus over the sword, okay? Anybody guess that? Nobody guessed that, right? Yeah, so let's watch this.
بدن حضرت زینب در بقیه در سوریه نیست.
Oh wait, hold on. Naked Assad is giving us a super chat saying, we winning, can't you see our people are dying? I mean, that's not the Assad would not say that because Assad doesn't have Islamic narrative as much, but yeah. Oh, and also thank you so much, Odette, for being a member. I appreciate that. Okay, but thank you for the super chat as well. So let's look at the coping mechanism. Watch this.
بدن حضرت زینب در بقیه در سوریه نیست. اونجا یک نماد.
Wow.
بدن حضرت زینب در بقیه در سوریه نیست. اونجا
He's saying the body of Hazrat Zainab. Okay, so the female holy figure in Islam, in Shia Islam, that is her shrine is in Syria. Yes, saying, holy shit, that's one heck of a cope. Exactly. He's saying her body is not in Syria. Her body is somewhere else.
یک نمادیه.
So he's saying that this shrine is just a symbolic shrine. That's not a real shrine.
تاریخ اون چیزی که مسلمه و نقل کرده اینه. حضرت زینب.
By the way, the song behind in the background is saying Hussein, Hussein. So you can see Hussein. You remember I told you these people are not Allah worshippers, they're Hussein worshippers, right? So he's saying that the history is very clear. So Ken is saying, wow, exactly. Like history is history was not this clear up until just a few days ago when HTS has not taken over the shrine. History was not this clear when the Islamic Republic was sending soldier after soldier after soldier to become martyrs as guardians of the shrines. Okay, apparently history. Where was this guy when so many Iranian soldiers for the regime became martyrs defending the shrine? And all of a sudden, now that HTS has taken over the shrine, oh, history is very clear. That's a fake shrine. That's a symbolic shrine. Her body is not there. So this is what the history says. Okay, these are what the narratives of our Shia basically hadith and stuff says. Okay, so let's see the story. Hazrat Zainab so Hazrat Zainab, that lady, she was dying.
داشتن از دنیا میرفتن اومدن در حیات
And when she was dying, she came to the garden of her house.
منزلشون همسرشون عبدالله اومد به
Her husband Abdullah
حضرت زینب عرض کردن
and told Hazrat Zainab is her name, okay? So let's say Lady Zainab. Abdullah told Lady Zainab,
دختر امیرالمومنین
daughter of Amir al-Mu'minin. Basically, she's the daughter of Ali, okay? So the daughter of Ali.
چی اینجا اومدین؟ حضرت
Why are you in the garden? And Lady Zainab said,
که لحظات آخرم میخوام مثل
these are my last moments of my life.
برادرم جان بدم
And I want to die like my brother. I don't know why do you have to be in the garden to die like your brother. But
یعنی از این نقل تاریخ
So from this narrative we can tell
مشخص میشه که حضرت
that Lady
زینب
Zainab
در مدینه است
is in Medina. Her holy body is in Medina.
منتهر شد نه در سوریه
Not in
اما
Syria.
حالا اینجا یک نمادیه
And but however, the shrine in Syria is now is a symbol. Okay? So, do you know how devastating this must be to hear this to the pro-regime families of the martyrs who went and died in Syria defending Assad because they were told you are protecting the holiest shrines of Islam? And now this guy is saying like, but that's not even her shrine. Do you know the thousands of soldiers that the regime brainwashed with the idea that you are the greatest of all soldiers because you're protecting the holiest shrines in Shia Islam? And now that HDS managed to take it over, it was just symbolic shrine. Her body is not even there. This is, I mean, I hope that the pro-regime families of those martyrs see this video, because this stuff is going to make more of them turn against the regime. Yeah, and when was this guy? Like, why all the people who have made pilgrimage to these shrines, why didn't you give them the actual address of the right burial ground up until now? This is crazy. This is insane. Okay. All right, let's go talking about, this is such a good segue. Let's go to the Iranian people. Talking about the pro-regime religious maniacs turning on the regime. Remember, I always tell you that is the greatest danger to the regime, is those type of people. So let's watch these type of people, because the videos that keep coming out of Iran keep like, the more I show that to you, the more you see that my analysis of how things are going to turn out has been correct for the past 5 years. Okay, so if you have been following this channel, and the more recent videos that I show you, we're like, holy crap, are these actually recent? Armin is so accurate. His analysis is so on point. Well, let me show you how correct I was. Let me show you how everything I have been telling you is coming true. Remember, I always tell you there's 3 threats to the Islamic Republic, right? A foreign threat, 2 internal threats, and 1 foreign threat. The foreign threats are the United States mostly, and Israel. And also, one thing that a lot of people do not talk about, there are some Eastern threats as well. In the near future, the Islamic Republic might actually see a lot of threats from its eastern border, even though most of the attention are on its western borders. But the actual threat might come from its eastern borders if things keep getting more chaotic with the Taliban and Pakistan and the Baluchis and everything there. We'll talk about that later. But that's so category 1, foreign threats. There are 2 internal threats. One of them is the liberal, secular-minded Iranian people who are anti-regime. That's the second threat. The third threat, and the most significant threat, I always remind you on the stream, is the religious pro-regime people who are becoming every day they're becoming more convinced that maybe the Islamic Republic that we did a revolution for, that we give martyrs for, that we bled for, this is not an Islamic Republic. And they think that for two reasons: hijab and Israel. Because an Islamic regime is supposed to enforce Islamic law, and the more Iranian women take off their hijab, the more these people are convinced that this is not an Islamic regime because it's incapable of enforcing Islamic law. And the more Israel humiliates this regime, the more hardliners become convinced that this regime is not as strong against the enemies of Islam and is turning them against the regime. So let me show you a protest in Iran, not by secularists, not by the liberal Mahsa revolution people. These are a protest, anti-government protest in Iran by religious people, by religious Islamic people. I told you we're going to see more protests like this, and let's see. This is the protest in Iran. So this is a protest in front of the government buildings by religious people, by the Islamist people. They're protesting against the government and says that we have to come and we have to do jihad tabin, against the people who keep telling us that if we're not attacking Israel, is because Khamenei doesn't want us to, right? So remember, these people are now angry with the Islamic Republic, and they think that Agha, meaning our sir, our Lord, Khamenei, okay, he wants the government, the Islamic Republic, to do certain things. However, the government is not listening to Khamenei. They're delusional. Everything in Iran happens because Khamenei wants it to. Everything is under the control of Khamenei. However, Khamenei realized that hard times are coming, and there are things that he cannot do, and that's why he removed the Raisi. That's why he replaced Raisi with a reformist president. Again, remember, in Iran, the elections are a show. Whoever is the president is because Khamenei wants him to be the president. So they brought a reformer president in place because Khamenei knew that they're going to be weak against their own people, and they're going to be weak against Israel, and sanctions are coming, and blackouts are coming, and inflation is coming. So Khamenei brought a reformer president so that these religious people don't blame him and they blame the reformer government. So the Zarif and Pezeshkian, the reformer people in Iran, they're there to be a shield against criticism of Khamenei. That's their purpose. They are there to take all the blame. The entire purpose of a reformer government is for these religious maniacs to direct the blame at them instead of Khamenei, and this is working. So, but some people when tell these these Islamists that, listen, if we're not doing this, is because Khamenei is not letting us. If the hijab is not being enforced in the way you want us, everything comes from Khamenei. If we're not attacking Israel in the way that you want, is because it's Khamenei's orders. Everything is happening because Khamenei wants it. This guy who has the microphone in his hand, he's saying that's a lie. They're lying to us, okay? And that's what Khamenei wants. Khamenei wants these people to think that he's not making the decisions. So we have to do jihad against these people, against these officials. He's saying that the people who tell us that our Khamenei doesn't want. So he says Hazrat Agha. Guys, what's a good translation for? It's a very respectful way of. He doesn't mention Khamenei's name. He says Hazrat Agha. So basically, dear leader, something like that. Okay. So he didn't want. So don't meddle. The people who tell us don't meddle in IRGC affairs. don't meddle in this, because this is exactly what Khamenei has asked us to do. Majesty, yes, Majesty, maybe. Like when they tell us not to meddle in this organization or this or that institution, that this, like, just trust the government. When they tell us to trust the government, he's saying we people have the responsibility to do amr b'ma'ruf and nahy az munkar. So this is a Quranic command to guide people to the good, and basically to take them away from evil. Basically, amr b'ma'ruf and nahy az munkar. What is the best translation for that? Amr b'ma'ruf. You know that Quranic nahy az munkar. So this is a command by the Quran that says amr b'ma'ruf and nahy az munkar, which is enjoining the right or honorable and forbidding the wrong and dishonorable. Okay, so he's referring to that Quranic command, and he says we are supposed to forbid evil, forbid this sin. Okay, and what is the greatest sin? What is the greatest evil in the world? What do you think he's going to mention? So he's saying the greatest evil in the world is the existence of the disgusting nation Israel. So Nas Israel, the deplorable existence of Israel, is the greatest evil in the world. And that's based on the saying of Khamenei himself. So that's why when we come and do our duty to forbid from evil, so you, the people, the officials, the people in command, the people in the government, you have to listen to our command. You have to follow the command of the people. And this is also the command of the Khamenei, the command of the leader. We think we people, we command you. We don't ask you, we command you. Again, this is a religious person in Iran that is commanding the regime, saying we people, we command you. He's saying our leader, our Khamenei, has told us that amr b'ma'ruf and nahy az munkar, all right, that Quranic command, that should not be based on asking or begging. It should be based on a command. You have to force people, basically. We do amr nahy on you. The officials in command in the government, we will do amr nahy on you. He said, you, the officials, you have to turn Tel Aviv and Haifa into rubble. You have to burn it to the ground, basically. We command you. Basically, these are people who are angry with the government for why are they not destroying Israel. Remember, we have protests of these religious people coming in front of government of buildings, angry for why they're not enforcing hijab laws. And here's another protest in front of government buildings for why are you not turning Haifa and Tel Aviv to rubble. And again, turning Haifa and Tel Aviv to rubble, that's an exact quotation from Khamenei himself a couple of years ago, saying that if Israel does anything, we will turn Haifa and Tel Aviv into rubble. And now Israel doing a lot of things, and they haven't done that. So these people are thinking that the government officials are not following the commands of Khamenei. He's saying, like, if you do not do that, if you do not destroy Haifa and Tel Aviv, the very same people who have voted for you, they will take the power away from you. They will basically remove you from power. So they're saying Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. So 3 Allahu Akbar, and then Khamenei Rahbar. Khamenei is the leader. deaf to the people who are against the guardianship of the Jews. Deaf to America. Oh, deaf to Israel. So did these people miss England? Oh yeah, these people didn't include England. Okay, so they went from America to Israel, and now deaf to the hypocrites and the non-believers. Wait, there's Israel again at the end. So what was that? What was that one after America? Magbar America. Wait, they said Israel twice? Magbar Israel, and then okay, so Israel has been deaf to Israel twice apparently in this chapter. Okay, so there's another person who's shouting over him. He's saying, we don't want officials who are cowards. So he's saying, why are officials coward? We don't want coward officials. And he's saying, I agree, we don't want coward officials. Anyway, so he keeps on going and basically these are people angry with the regime, saying why they're not doing what we're supposed to. Let's look at some Iranian TV. How about that? See what their analysis are. Let's look at some. These are some recent Iranian TV of national TV analysis. This is by Sadao Sima, official government TV. Okay. Wait, what was the name of the street they are on? Susie is like, oh, look at the name of the street they are on. Hold on, what was the name? I don't know what was the point. Where is it? Enqilab. Oh, Enqilab Islami. Yeah, okay, so it's saying Islamic. Yeah, basically Islamic Revolution Square. That's the name of the street. Okay, let's go to this one. Let's look at the analysis. Let's see what this is. This is Iranian TV, official government TV. So
ببینید انصافا دیگه مثلا میخواید بگید یه دولت توجه نکرد شورای عالی انقلاب
Oh, you think, okay, let's be fair. Okay, so
فرهنگی، سازمان تبلیغات اسلامی، حوزه‌های علمیه، تریبون‌های نماز جمعه، صدا و سیما، این همه مراکز فرهنگی زیر نظر خود حاکمیت بوده. من سوال میکنم اصلا الان چرا یه دختر 15 ساله خدا رو قبول نداره؟ بعد شما
Wow. So he's saying, he's criticizing the regime. He's saying, look at all these, let's be fair, look at all these institutions that we have. Okay, so these are institutions that are supposed to be working on the way people think. Okay, the way people think in the country. So he's naming them and he's saying, why have they failed? Okay, listen, he's naming the institutions. Like, let's be fair, in this past 45 years,
مثلا میخواید بگید یه دولت توجه نکرد شورای عالی
you want to say the government hasn't been paying attention, but look at the institutions that we have. Look at them. Okay.
انقلاب فرهنگی، سازمان
Sharia, so the Council of Cultural Revolution,
تبلیغات اسلامی،
the institution of Islamic advertising,
حوزه‌های علمیه،
حوزه‌های علمی, basically the Islamic seminaries.
تریبون‌های نماز جمعه،
Sadao Sima, basically the Iran's media center,
تریبون‌های نماز جمعه.
Oh, Tiribunhai Namaz Jomeh. So the Friday prayers, platforms, right? So all of that.
صدا و سیما. این همه مراکز
So we have, he's like, we have all of these institutions. These are basically all the institutions in Iran that are meant for Islamic propaganda. He said we have all of these institutions, but what has been the result? Like, we have all of these cultural institutions under the direct command of basically the sovereign. Okay.
من سوال میکنم اصلا
So now I have a question.
چرا یه دختر 15 ساله خدا رو قبول نداره؟
So why is it that now a 15-year-old girl does not believe in God? This is This is on Iranian national TV, okay? This is government broadcast. He's saying after 45 years, with all of these Islamic institutions advertising Islam, all of these platforms that we have, why is it, yes, Susanna, it's a huge admission. Why is it that 15-year-old girls are atheists, are becoming atheists? They're losing, people don't even, forget Islam. They don't even believe in God. Oh, God. Oh. Okay. All right.
شما گیر دارید به حجاب. آخه این عجیبه.
And now you are focusing on hijab. Isn't that strange?
میدونیم ما الان ضعف اصولم تو قشر جوون داریم.
تمام.
Like he's saying basically you're focusing on hijab, but these are basically not the principles. These are minor issues in Islam. He's saying people are losing faith in Islam, in God. Like they don't even believe in God, and you're focusing on hijab. So when it comes to Islam, it doesn't get more central than believing in God. And the hijab issue is like something very far'i. How do I say far'i? Far'i. Subordinate, derivative, inferior. Okay, yeah. So something that is not as principal, something that is not as central as believing in God. So he's suggesting that the government is focusing on such minor things, even though the very principles of Islam are being challenged, let alone not shallow. They're not saying it's not important. Like hijab is important in Islam, but it's not as central as Islam itself or as God itself. And he's saying, like, you think that you're losing the battle on the hijab front, but the whole thing is being uprooted. Yeah, basically saying, where are your priorities? Like, you haven't failed our young in convincing them that they have to wear the hijab or not. You have failed them in such dire way that they're even, it's not that they're just losing faith in hijab, they're losing faith in the entire thing. That's what he's saying. Yeah, in their opinion, Islamic Republic is Islam. Yeah. So that's what Sina is saying. That was not my comment.
که گفتیم فقط گفتن حجاب، هیچ کار فرهنگی عمیق و اثرگذاری رو حجاب صورت نگرفت تو این.
So he's saying that all of these years we didn't do. So the problem is that these people both of them are still delusional, okay? Because they're saying, where have we failed our people that they don't want to wear the hijab themselves? Where have we failed our people in such a way that they're losing faith in God, right? So this guy is saying that if you look at all these years, we didn't do any deep cultural work on hijab. So they still think that it's a tragedy that people are basically taking off their hijab, and they're blaming the government, but they're blaming it for not doing good propaganda, basically. Like they're saying we weren't strong in our cultural enrichment of young people. We should have done better in convincing people that hijab is good.
ولی شما به جای مسئولای قبلی که ترک فعل کردن، به جای اینکه اونا رو جریمه کنید، همون دختر 15 ساله‌ای که قربانی کار شما بوده اون رو جریمه کنید.
پس من
So they're fighting, right? So the guy is saying that, okay, so it was all these government officials, this is their fault that people are not wearing the hijab. You are admitting that it was your fault that you didn't do enough cultural work on the people for them to value the hijab. So with this new hijab law, instead of punishing those people, those officials who have failed the people, this new hijab law, it puts a fine on women, on the 15-year-old girl, on these girls for not wearing the hijab. So this is like a more reformed version. Like this is this is the difference between this so-called reformers and the so-called hardliners, right? The reformer is saying that you should punish, the kinder version is don't punish the women, punish the officials who weren't as effective in convincing women themselves to wear the hijab. All right. So when people talk about reformers in Iran, they're like, oh, these people are great because they're supporting the woman. They're saying don't find the woman. Yeah, but at the end of the day, they see it as a failure, as a loss, as a defeat that women are taking off their hijab. So, for example, Pezeshkian, who's a reformer president, he says like, oh yeah, don't find a woman, don't go beat up women in the streets. But he still has the backward view of convince the woman to wear the hijab by brainwashing them, by going into the school and educate them Islamically from early childhood so that they would put the hijab themselves on their own head. So the difference between the hardliners and the reformer is that the hardliners want to put the literal chains on women in Iran, but the reformers want to put mental chains on women in Iran. They both want to put chains on women in Iran, and I think the reformer is even worse because the hardliner way of trying to imprison women in Iran, at least it's visible. At least you could see what the problem is. The reformer way of imprisoning women in Iran is mental, is from within, is a prison of the mind. So remember this when people are trying to support the reformers in Iran. The guy on the right sounds like a reformer. He's saying like, oh, you guys should not fine women in Iran, should not use violence against women in Iran. You should not put them in prison for not wearing the hijab. And that sounds really nice to a foreigner. But remember, his solution is that we should have done cultural work, that they would put the hijab on themselves. They're both a problem. Okay, so let's continue. So this guy on the left is like, oh, you wouldn't have said this if you have actually read the law. You're like, he's a guy is like, no, I read the law. That's in the law. Like in this new law, you're putting fines on women for not wearing the hijab, not in the previous ones. That's a new one that you guys have. Like first the guy on the left is saying like, I'm not responsible for the previous official.
جالب اینه که اونایی که اولا پونز میزدن تو سر دخترای مردم الان طلبکار ما شدن.
پونز البته خود بنده خدا که میگه پونز اصلا تو پیشونی نمیره.
حالا اونا
میگن ما یه راهی رو رفتیم دیدیم بنبسته
برگشتیم. حالا اجازه بدین ما میگیم تو این قانون اگه بخونی نوک.
So they're saying like, they keep fighting over the same thing, and now he's gonna say, if you actually go read the law, he say like, if you actually read the law, you can see that the main focus of this law is not the girl. He's like, no, I read it, but from now on, actually, he even if the main focus is not the girl, they still have defined imprisonment and fines for people who are not wearing the hijab. So I don't know. Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, we have focus on other people as well. Yeah, but you did introduce unbelievably crazy fines and prison sentences in this most recent law. By the way, guys, now they're saying that this law is not enforceable. I'm telling you, the Iranian people are very, very, very strong right now. They introduced the harshest hijab law, this new hijab law that they introduced. That's what they're debating over. But the law is the Iranian people are so aggressively anti-hijab right now that they just recently came out and said like, yeah, this is going to cause another massive revolution and this law is not enforceable. Did I not tell you? Remember I told you from the past couple of years that the cat is out of the bag. No matter how many laws they introduce, the Iranian woman will not go back in chains. And they will not be able to enforce these laws, no matter how many cameras they put everywhere. And some of you didn't believe me. But now, even with this remember, they're really afraid of the religious hardliners in Iran. They might do a revolution against the government themselves. They might turn against the regime, and that's why they introduced this harsh hijab law. And now the government came and said like, yeah, we're not enforcing this. This shows that I was right. Yeah, so Susanna saying, Armin feeling very vindicated. I told you guys that the Iranian women are too strong right now for the government to be able to enforce these hijab laws. And now they're admitting this. And I will show you a video right after this one, showing you what this is the most like I have so many videos of women in Iran resisting against hijab, enforcement of hijab. Some of them are too violent, and I cannot I do not think I can show you that, because they literally start beating the government officials. And if I show you that, I cannot show you that one, I will show you another one. But I have a file here that I wish I could show you this one. It's basically a back-to-back video of Iranian women starting basically violently attacking government officials who are just telling them to wear the hijab, and they respond with violence. So I cannot show that one to you on YouTube, but I have a couple of ones that I can show you on YouTube. So, but let's continue with this one.
از بیت المال، یعنی مال مردم بوده که مردم رو از نظر اعتقادی، یعنی الان خانواده شهید شما می‌بینی بچه‌ش مثل خودش.
All right, so these guys are fighting. I don't want to continue their fight. They're just over the fight. Is it? Let me see if he says any more interesting things. Yeah, because there's only a few seconds left. He might say something interesting at the end of it.
یعنی الان خانواده شهید شما می‌بینی بچه‌ش مثل خودش نشده.
Oh, he's saying like even if you look at the family of the martyrs, even their children are not like them anymore. Like if you look at them, basically even the people who their parents are family of martyrs that were participated in war, they're pro-regime, they're religious, you can see their daughters are going to the street without hijab. Right? Guys, even the granddaughter, the granddaughter of Khamenei is, let me if I could find you the granddaughter of Khamenei in you can see how he's going. He's not granddaughter, the daughter of, the way she walks around. Yes. This is one of Khamenei's greatest granddaughters. Yes, look at this. Copy image. So he's talking about the children of the martyrs, but forget the children of the martyrs. Look at this. If I could get it to work. Yes, this one. This lady here. Wait, isn't there a higher resolution image? Yeah, there we go. Found a better one. Nope, this is not high resolution. What the hell? Okay, here. Yeah, this is Ayatollah Khomeiни's granddaughter. This is how she walks around outside of Iran. Okay, so I couldn't find a better resolution image. But you can see the generations are changing. This is Khomeini, the leader of the 1970, the leader of the Islamic Republic, the first supreme leader of the Islamic Republic, the leader of the 1979 Islamic Revolution. This is how his granddaughter walks around. So yeah, the new generation has been lost from their propaganda.
یعنی مال مردم بوده که مردم رو از نظر اعتقادی، یعنی الان خانواده شهید شما می‌بینی بچه‌ش مثل خودش نشده، چون رفته تو محیط مدرسه، دانشگاه و کلا عوض شده. خود اون جوون که از نظر شما خودش قربانیه، بعد شما تو جریمه داری دوباره از اون جوونه بنده خدا که 15 سال وقت داشتی تو نهادهای فرهنگی تربیتش کنی پول می‌گیری.
So he's repeating his claims. Let me go to the video I wanted to show you. This is one of the most recent videos of women in Iran resisting hijab. I have so many of these videos, but because this is recent, I want to show you this one. There's endless endless videos like this that I could show you back to back. But this just happened, so let's watch this. So this bus driver insulted a woman because she was not wearing a hijab. Because she wasn't wearing hijab, and he called her a whore. So this is how she responded. So the woman has taken. Look at them. They both have their phones out recording each other. So he's saying this bus driver insulted me, and he told me that he would run over me with his bus. And this is his plate number.
اینجا تقاطع رسالت این اتوبوس به خاطر حجاب.
So she's giving the address of where they are and saying this bus.
من روسریبم در بیارم.
He's like, I took off my hijab.
اینجا تقاطع رسالت این اتوبوس به خاطر حجاب.
So this bus, because of my hijab.
روسریبم در بیارم.
He's like, let me take off my hijab.
به من تذکر داد، به من گفت.
So this bus driver basically gave me commented of my hijab. Basically, تذکر داده. Hold on, let me use Google Translate. تذکر دادن. So he warned me. So he's basically this bus driver gave this woman a warning regarding her hijab. And he called me a whore.
جنده حرومزاده ای شماره پلاکشه من اینجا وایستادم تا پلیس بیاد.
Okay, so remember the bus driver just commented on this woman's hijab and insulted her for not wearing the hijab. So the woman basically pulled over the bus and stopped the bus because of this insult. And she's saying, I'm waiting here for the police to arrive. Okay.
تمام مردم رو نگه داشته.
And like all these people are stuck now.
تمام مردم اینجا وایستادن.
So it's like all these people are basically stuck because of this man.
همه مردم رو به خاطر یک روسری تخمی علاف خودش کرده.
Oh, okay. So I don't know who, because she's in front of the bus. It's like all these people are now stuck here because of just this hijab, because of this head cover.
به خاطر بد حجابی. اینم روسریمم در بیارم.
And this is my head cover. I'll take it off.
ببینم چه گویی میتونی بخوری.
Let me see what kind of shit can you eat. Like, yeah, I take off my hijab completely. Let me see what you can do. Like, basically, she's saying you cannot do anything. You cannot do anything.
آشغال کسا.
He's saying garbage. You disgusting garbage. She's saying.
روز 24.
So now she's back in her car. I don't know what happened, but her hand is injured. I don't know how she got her hand injured.
آرام آذر ماه 1403.
She's giving the date.
من سوار اسلام بودم. تقاطع رسالت بود.
Okay, so she was basically on she's basically was riding something equivalent of an Uber in Iran.
یک اتوبوس به خاطر حجاب و به خاطر اینکه راننده من عجله داشت به من توهین کرد و منو.
So he's saying that a bus driver insulted me because of my hijab and because of my driver was in a rush.
حرامزاده و جنده خطاب کرد.
And he called me a whore and haramzadeh. How do you translate haramzadeh? Son of a? Okay. Haramzadeh. Bastard. Okay. He called me a bastard and a whore.
و راننده منو تهدید کرد که الان میزنم به ماشینت میکشم.
And he also, the bus driver, threatened my driver, saying that I will now kill you, I will hit you with my bus.
و دست منم با خورده شیشه به این روز انداخت.
And my hand got injured with glasses because of
وضعیت دست منه.
And this is the condition of my hand.
تمام فیلم ها رو گرفتم و براتون فرستادم.
I videoed everything and I sent it to you. Okay.
تا ببینید که با مردم چی کار میکنن.
So you can see what they're doing to the people.
وضعیت دست منه.
This is the condition of my hand. Okay, so this is the attitude. Like, guys, remember this. She just got. This was a comment, so she was insulted. I have a video. I don't know if I could show. There's not that much violence. I don't know if I could show it. Let me show it. Yeah, there's not much violence. I think it's just some pushback. I just want you to see the attitude that the Iranian woman had. I mean, remember, guys, this woman basically came out like a lioness and started. You can see the way they're reacting. There's no force in Iran that could basically challenge this, right? And again, remember, this is like many Iranians are just going around without hijab. So these are some officials who are trying to enforce the hijab, and look at some of the reactions. So look at this. This is the 2 women officials and 1 man, and she just climbed up the whatever garden, like she went up there so that they cannot bring her down. And she's saying, "Velam kon, let me go." She's not wearing. She's like, I don't wanna. Look, do you see? She basically went and I'm glad it's off camera. She started attacking. Look at this. She attacked this male officer. Like, did you see that? She threw a punch at him. Okay, YouTube, we do not endorse this. We do not endorse violence. She basically punched that woman as well. Oh, so this is another woman. You can see that, like, when they were trying to put her in the truck, you see the woman, the hijabi woman. She was being attacked from inside the car while they were trying to push her in the car. Look, she got hit from inside the car from that girl. So this is another woman being approached by an officer because of no hijab. So she attacked that officer. So the officers are now recording all of this because so many women are attacking the officers when they warn people about their hijab. So now officers are recording all of this for their own protection. This is a new method. The officers are now, every time they go and tell people to put their hijab back on, they're recording it because of the number of times they're being attacked. And that woman attacked one of the officers who was recording. Well, let me actually go back here. Look at the way she's like going. Guys, when I was in Iran, an officer like this would be a major source of fear. People would be running away. I remember when I was walking in Iran, I used to, like, if I was holding a hand of a girl, as soon as we saw a cop car, we would just like stop holding hands. And then we would be looking everywhere to make sure that their cop is not there. And then we will hold hands again, right? But look at this. This is things are so, like, this is not the Iran I recognize. She's just going into the face of the officer. Oh, you see, this is an attack. That was an attack. She came out of the car. She's charging at the officer. Yeah, so you can see they're very defiant. They're yelling back. They're not running away. It's the stuff is very different. Let me actually read some super chats. I'll go to some other videos. Let me do this. Sorry. Naked Assad is saying, hold on. This is way I rage quit to Moscow. My team composed from noobs carrying pagers, losers that winning by dying and mental ills on X. Yeah. So thank you, Naked Assad, for the super chat and saying Angie is saying, miss you all, sending love, woman, life, freedom. Well, thank you, Angie. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you both for the super chats. Let me go to the next video. Okay, so let me just let me do one analysis, and then I will do some videos showing the mentality of the people who are against the axis of resistance. I do one from Syria and one from Iran. But let me show some pro-regime analysts. These two are pro-regime Islamists who are more pragmatic and realistic about their analysis. Basically, they are on their show, on their analysis show, even though they're pro-regime, they're anti-Israel, they're Islamic, they're Islamist. They have become famous recently for actually admitting loss many times on their show. And a lot of pro-regime people in Iran are attacking them because they're saying that the enemies of the Islamic Republic, the enemies of Islam, are using your show. Basically, what I'm doing right now, I am using their show to demonstrate that some of them are actually realizing how weak and pathetic they are, and they're actually being defeated. By the way, this is from Better Call Kim. Thank you so much for your edit. And there, a lot of people, they also admit on their show that our own side is attacking us for making all these admissions. So I wanted to show you one of the examples of the admissions that some pro-regime people are making. Let's play this part.
تهدیدی که واسه اسرائیل ایستاده در لبه فناوری و تکنولوژی و اطلاعات وجود می داشت، این تهدید، من ادعا می کنم این تهدید از بیخ و بن برداشته شده.
Wow. Okay, so he's saying that the threat that existed against Israel.
تهدیدی که واسه اسرائیل ایستاده در لبه فناوری و تکنولوژی و
Guys, this is a pro-regime, pro-Islamic Republic analyst, okay? He's saying that the threat, hold on, let me make sure I translate it very accurately. This is a huge admission.
که واسه اسرائیل ایستاده در لبه فناوری و تکنولوژی و اطلاعات وجود می داشت.
So the threat that exists for, the technologically advanced Israel that was there before.
این تهدید، من ادعا میکنم این تهدید.
So I'm claiming that threat
از بیخ و بن برداشته شده.
That threat has been removed from its very foundations.
یعنی چه چیزی احتمالاً از سرزمین‌های پیرامونی اشغالی میتوانست برای اسرائیل خطرزا باشد؟
So what I mean is, what was a threat from the region, from the countries around the region? What were the threats against Israel? What could have been a threat against Israel?
قدرت موشکی.
The missile power.
این که مثلا یه گروه، ببین 7 اکتبر واقعا یه استثناء بود. ما داریم میگیم
I think the October 7th was an exception. It was so basically saying, yes, October 7th we won, but that's a rare situation.
واقعا به این معنی یک استثنایی بود که رقم خورد و اسرائیل الان چند برابر لایه‌های امنیتی خودش رو فعال‌تر.
Like, it's true that we basically saying it's true that we won on October 7th, but that's an exception. Ever since October 7th, Israel has increased its defense layers by multitudes. Like, it has much more layers of defense since October 7th.
گذاشته که 7 اکتبر دیگری از جای دیگری رقم نخورد.
So that there no October 7th can happen ever again from another direction.
اون چیزی که تهدید میتونست بکنه رو اسرائیل از بین برده. یعنی
all the things that could have been a threat to Israel has eliminated those.
الان فرض بفرمایید که اصلا یه گروه، اصلا داعش هم نمیدونم حالا.
Imagine any group, imagine ISIS or not ISIS, I don't know, any other group.
کی که بگه آقا اصلا من اومدم میخوام اسرائیل رو بزنم.
Who would come now today and say that I would want to attack Israel?
خب الان اصلا میام قدرت رو میگیرم در بخشی در جنوب. چه غلط.
What group could possibly come and do anything to Israel now? From south, from anywhere, basically. Is there any group, basically saying, is there any group today that would even dare think about attacking Israel?
چه غلطی میخوایی بکنی؟
Like, you can't do shit, basically. Saying nobody can do shit against Israel now.
مثلا شب برداری مثلا با ماشین بری سمت جولان، انتحاری برداری.
Like, what are you going to do? You're going to take a car at middle of the night and go do a suicide attacks towards Golan Heights?
سمت جولان. رب برو به اسرائیل میزنی. رب.
Like, if Israel will hit you immediately, basically, like, as they will detect you immediately and they will basically blow you to pieces before you even get.
رب برو به اسرائیل میزنی. میخوام بگم الان عملا اسرائیل ظرفیت تکنیکی و عملیاتی و نظامی هر اقدامی علیه خودش رو از بین برده از بیخوبان.
So he's saying Israel has managed to completely destroy any form of technological, any form of threat to it. Israel has managed to destroy it from its very foundation.
و عملیاتی و نظامی هر اقدامی علیه خودش.
any form of military operations, any form of militarily or operational activities against Israel, Israel has
از بین برده از بیخوبان.
Nice.
So guys, remember these are all edited by this account that I got this from, but the Better Call Kim account. These are Iranian accounts, okay? So you can see that Iranian people, they love this. They love this. They are pro-Israel, and they go and find these, and they put the admission, and look, the editing that they do, they love to see Israel being strong. Right? You see, when the parts of the admission that are the most epic, they put echo on it, they change the visuals. So the part he said, like, you cannot do shit. So they change the visuals, they put echo on it because they love it. They love seeing people not being able to do shit against Israel. And the edit they put at the end. So look, the Israel flag that you see, the Israel flag was not put there by these two. This was not on their show. Okay, they would never put the flag of Israel on their show. The flag of Israel that you're seeing put up there is a celebration of Israel, but by this Iranian accounts that are celebrating Israel. And that meme at the end that says "noise," that one is added also by Iranians that are loving these admissions.
ظرفیت تکنیکی و عملیاتی و نظامی هر اقدامی علیه خودش از بین برده از بیخوبان.
Nice.
Yeah, so these are some of the rare people who are not doing the victory of anus over the sword metaphor. So that, you know, I don't know if people might be new here. Should I keep explaining that every time when I say that? You know, instead of explaining that every time, because I think for some of you it's going to get repetitive, I just showed this meme because Westerners are more familiar with this. This is basically the Shia way. Most of them, this is an internal fight between pro-regime people. Some of them are trying to keep acting like they're victorious, but there's some of them who are admitting that they're losing, and this is causing some internal fighting between the hardliners, and it's basically destroying them from within. You saw those people that I showed you that were protesting in front of government buildings. Protesting is because they are some of those hardliners that have been convinced that, no, we're not winning, we're fucking losing. Why are you guys not destroying Israel? Half of them are saying, like, I don't know what percentage, but let's say half of them are saying, look, no, we're winning, Israel is going to be defeated any day now, and the other half are like, what are you talking about? We're losing. Why are you guys not responding stronger? Right? So that internal struggle is in our benefit. If they turn on each other, we win. All right, so let me just show you 2 videos of dancing, okay? Because I want to end the stream with some happy tunes, happy on a happy mood. So let's go one in Syria and then one in Iran, right? So this is a Syrian woman just celebrating in Syria because the axis of resistance has fallen in Syria, and she's happy. Again, I don't know what's going to happen in the future of Syria. Things might end up bad. I don't know if ISIS is going to rise again. I don't know if there's going to be a fight between the Turks and the Kurds. Things might go well, things might go bad. Nobody knows, okay? But I just want to show you some of people being happy in Syria, at least for now, because Assad has fallen. So watch this. I don't know I hope this song doesn't have copyright. Men and women dancing together. Okay. So you can see the flag that they're shaking. You know, these are the flags that we want to see. We don't want to see ISIS flag. We want to see the free Syria flag with the one with the green part, and 3 stars instead of 2. All right, so let's see some more dancing, because I just wanted people to remember the Iranian people are different from their government, okay? So just recently was the night of Yalda in Iran, and night of Yalda is a night in Iran that Iranians celebrate. It's a non-religious celebration, right? a holiday that is not relevant to anything religious. It's something ancient in Iranian history. And I just want to show you some Iranian people celebrating that, just so that we remember who we're talking about here, okay? So this is a mother comes with their daughter, and people, they're street performers, and the mother asks them for a certain song to be played so that her daughter could dance. Right, so watch this.
ببینید این آقا چی کار میکنه؟
So you can see she's dancing. She's inviting the girls and asking the men to come dance with her. Yeah, this is a Turkish this is Azeri dance. So this is very non-religious, like dancing, you know, singing. So it says Yalda Mubarak, and Yalda is, you know, celebrated with watermelons, with pomegranates. Those are the things that they celebrate Yalda night for. And some people were asking, what do they celebrate? So Yalda night or Shab Yalda is an ancient Iranian festival in Iran, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, and Turkmenistan. This is ancient. This is pre-Islamic, okay? That is celebrated on the winter solstice. So it's winter solstice. I think it's the longest night, apparently, and it's usually basically around December 20th or December 21st. So that's a thing Iranian people celebrate, right? So let me see. We got a super chat by the second Shaitan. Wow, fantastic name. Saying, hey there, bud. Question: how did the dictator president of Iran keep it secret? No one heard how they losing against Israel, or did I miss something? What? I don't understand this question. How did the dictator? First of all, the president of Iran is not the person in charge. The president is just a placeholder for Khamenei. Keep what? So they haven't been able to keep it a secret. Some religious hardliners keep pretending that they're winning. Most Iranian people are making fun of the regime for pretending like they're winning. So it has become a meme. It has turned into a joke. So they are not capable of keeping it a secret. Iranian people know. Iranian people are aware. And Iranian people are actually celebrating their loss. The propaganda that you're seeing is not for the vast majority of Iranian people. The remaining base that the Islamic Republic has, the remaining, I think, maybe 6% of the base that they have, the Islamic Republic, the propaganda that we are not losing is for that 6%. It's not for the majority of the Iranian people who would even love to see them being defeated by Israel, you know, many of them. But that 6%, it's not, they're trying to hold on to them using this propaganda, but it's not even working on them. Even that 6% is having an internal fight over this issue, right? And the reason why they don't need to keep it a secret, the reason why some of them would be convinced by their government is because they just accept everything Khamenei tells them. They're just brainwashed. Muhammad Tariq is saying, can you please give some context around this guy for non-Iranians? Who is he and how popularity amongst the regime supporters. I don't know which guy you're referring to. I don't know which guy you're referring to. So this is, I'm reading this quite late. Ryan is saying, I am sick of Jews, Muslims, and Christians thinking none of their conflicts between them have anything to do with religion. It has everything to do with religion. Yeah, it's multifactorial, and it's multifactorial, and religion plays a huge role, and it's always a negative role. As a wise man once said, religion poisons everything, right? The conflicts in the world would not go away if religion goes away. We will still have conflict without religion, but it would be much less and much easier to resolve. Religion just makes everything more difficult and more harmful and more destructive and much more difficult to solve. Okay, so we're not like, we're an atheist channel, we're anti-religion, but we're not so simple-minded to say that everything bad comes from religion. But everything gets worse with religion involved. Anyways, thank you everybody for being here. Make sure that you like the stream. I'm telling you, you have to like the stream. I just talked for 2 hours, so you could spend 2 freaking seconds, okay? And it's not just 2 hours. It's the 2 hours that I'm talking to you and the time I spend before the show to go and find these videos for you, okay? So it's your duty to thank me right now with the simple like. What's wrong with you? If I don't understand why some people watch this, all this effort, and you cannot even like the stream, why would you not like the stream? Can you, if you're not liking the stream, spend some time in the comment section explaining to me what the hell is wrong with you? Like, why wouldn't you do that? You just benefited so much from this program. Do you see the things that I'm showing you anywhere else? You don't see it anywhere else. I am the one that is bringing this for you. Like, this is a level of analysis you see nowhere else. If anybody who watches this, they will understand more about the geopolitics in the Middle East, especially with Iran, than anybody you know. Like, you will never see this much of a deep dive on any other channel to the Islamic geopolitics of around the Middle East, like with this level of detail. So appreciate that by giving a like. It doesn't cost you anything, so just do it, okay? And then if you want to do more, subscribe, hit the bell notification, leave a comment after the show is over. And only to the people who are financially secure, consider also using the PayPal link in the description to support us financially. However, please do not support us financially. If you're struggling financially, you should not be even thinking about supporting anybody financially if you need to take care of yourself first, okay? However, liking the stream doesn't cost you anything, so at least do that. Coming for you. Anyways, thank you guys. Stay liberal, and until next show, bye-bye. And thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, for highlighting people's comments. I really appreciate you being here for 2 hours. Really thank you. Guys, everybody thank Sarah as well. All right. Bye, guys.